So we are going to make sure that we continue to update you on whenever the press conference comes in. Any details like that, we are trying to just soak up as much as we can to find out. Now, we do have the press conference, so we're going to head right over to it right now.
Everybody okay?
Okay, they're going to do a Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir, we're ready.
Okay, 7:45, we just want to give another update. Again, some things are starting to come into focus a little more. Like I started off with earlier, it's very important to me, to y'all to know that first and foremost, to start this healing process starts within, and that this community needs to love each other and pray for each other and pray for the victims and their families. That's most important, is to remember those people and to grab onto your loved ones tonight. I want to update you on what's happening right here at Medical Center and what we have going, and I've got some updated numbers, and I'll try to go through those quickly but accurately. A minute ago, earlier when I came out, I reported 14 here. That number is 13. One of the people we had was caught in the action. It was not related to this incident. So the number is 13, okay? So I want to correct that the number is 13. Out of those 13, we have had 2 that have been treated and released. We have 7 that are critical. When I say critical, most of those have been in surgery and are out of surgery, 7 of those, okay? Those are critical. 2 serious, 1 deceased, and we have 1 transferred, a pediatric patient under the age of 2 years old that was transferred out of here, okay? So I'll go over those one more time. 7 critical, 2 serious, 1 deceased, 1 transferred under the age of 2 years old, okay? 8 of the 8, we've had 8 people total in surgery, and most of those are out and have gone very well. Let me just talk about our blood supply. We're getting a lot of calls about blood supply. Our blood supply currently is good. We're okay right now. We appreciate all the calls, and the outpouring has been nationwide. We're getting calls all over the nation about what's going on. And first and foremost, we want to say thank you for that, because that really shows the support that we have for each other. Our supplies are good. The blood is good. Let me just comment briefly on the families. I know there is a family gathering center that's been set up here in Odessa, and I'll get that in just a second, but I'll get that out. But there is a family center that has been set up for people to gather if they have any questions, okay? Y'all may know that already, but I just wanted to bring that out. But we're still on lockdown. I still think for the safety of our patients and victims and the victims' families that we need to stay on lockdown just to keep it under control. We hope to have that lifted before too long, but right now I think it's in the best interest to keep it locked down where it is, okay? Our staff has been amazing, but that's not the point here. The point right now is that these victims are being taken care of, and so we're just trying to do right by them, okay? Let me introduce just a few people that will take just a few questions, okay? This is Matt. He's our Chief Operations Officer. Matt's here. This is Dr. Bose, one of our trauma doctors. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Bose just for a second, just to talk about gunshot victims and what things like that are, and I'll let him speak to it in just a minute. We'll come back to me, then to Matt for any follow-up questions, okay? I'll hand it over to Dr. Bose here for just a second.
Thank you. So first of all, our thoughts are with the families. And when a situation like this happens, it's actions that come together from preparation years in advance. So over the last several years, we've formed committees where we've coordinated the many elements that will be necessary here: police, sheriff, school departments, Odessa Fire and Rescue, where I'm the medical director, the emergency room, and other parties that are involved. Here, when everyone arrived, it was well orchestrated. We received 13 patients, and because of this preparation, we were able to call in our backups, anesthesiologists, operating room staffs, techs, nurses. This was a great team effort for everybody when the patients arrived. After they arrived, we were able to do the initial stabilizing maneuvers on everyone. And the emphasis I would give here, and I think a take-home point, especially for the national viewers, is I encourage everyone in every community, no matter what size, if you're in the middle of the desert, you're in an urban area, to prepare in advance. Unfortunately, it may not be a matter of if, it may be a matter of when, and for us, this preparation really helped us today. Our thoughts are with the family. And another thing I'd mention is whenever there is something on the national scale like this, it starts as a local response. It starts right there at the community. It starts with knowing how to stop bleeding. It starts with how to do BLS and chest compressions. And this is something that we as Americans can do, and we're encouraging this in the Midland Odessa community, and we really encourage this at Medical Center Hospital. And you guys out there, wherever you're watching nationwide, you can make a huge difference for people, because when they arrive here, the response can stay local. Because if you've practiced this, you don't need to call in the state. You don't need to call the governor. You don't need to activate FEMA and national, resources. So we can do this. We can come together, and I think our community here has shown how we can do that. And I think our families are going to come together, and we're going to become stronger from this. Thank you.
Thank you.